Hey y'all, today we are talking about the NYX Pro Foundation Palette. This palette has 16 different cream shades and is $35. I got this online at Ulta, and when I seen this I was really intrigued, I have to say, but it's much smaller than I anticipated. I will get into that in the video, but I don't know if you guys can see that super well, and it could have just been my bad, but it looks so much bigger to me. It's not big. This is the palette and these are your shades. I've clearly used it, but today we use it for foundation, concealer, and bronzer contour. So it is multi-purpose and it's very travel friendly. So if you guys want to know how this works, the coverage, we get into all the claims and everything at the end of the video, and we kind of pro and con it and all that good stuff. But if you are new to my channel, I do not use any primers or anything like that when I'm doing a review of a new base product. I don't want that to change the wear or finish. I also use all natural lighting, unless I tell you guys otherwise, but I use all natural lighting so that way you can see everything true to color. Nothing is distorted in my videos. So if you guys want to know how this works and if I like it, then subscribe, click that like button, and let's hop in. Okay guys, so this is super small. The picture online, I was expecting more of a palette. This is tiny. No mirror on the inside. That is what it looks like. You've got 16 shades. This is only 0.3 ounces. Like, I wanted to grab a palette that I knew a lot of people would have. So this is the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm sorry it's so dirty, but you guys know the size of this, and this is how big it is. It is tiny. Like, wow, small. So I wanted to use that for the comparison. This is very small, but we're gonna use it. Maybe it's just an amazing product, so I'm not going to judge it on that yet. Okay, so it looks like this side is more of your cool tone side, and this side here is more of your warmer side. So I'm gonna try this shade right here, swatch it. It's very creamy. All right, that is what that guy looks like. I think that might be pretty close. I'm gonna grab a bit of the cool tone side. You can see that one's very pink, very pink. I have, of course, no primer on. You guys know when we do foundation reviews, I never wear primer. I do not want that to affect our wear. So I am gonna take this shade right here, and I may mix in just a little bit of this one over here to make this not so warm. But I'm gonna load up my brush here and just start putting that on the skin. Yeah, this is, I think, a wee bit too dark, but that is the good thing. We can really mix and match here. So I'm gonna take a little bit of these two, and then if I need to make it a bit lighter, I'm just gonna use this first row up here. I think we'll be good with that. Okay, hopefully that's not too much. We've just dotted it all around the face. I'm gonna start out with a brush. I may try to use a sponge on this side because this is very creamy. So let's start blending this into the skin, and we will layer it up. It looks like pretty light coverage right now. I'm just going to use the brush all over the forehead where I don't need too much coverage. I can just kind of spread that around and be good to go. So where we didn't get very much coverage, I don't think a sponge is going to be our best bet for coverage, but I could be wrong. A sponge definitely works, but it is pretty much taking it off. Like, that gave us pretty much no coverage. Okay, everything's not blended out great, but you can see we definitely have more coverage. Like, wow, we don't really have any coverage on this side. Alright, so I'm going to go back in, and I'm pretty well mixing these shades right here. I put on a pretty good second layer, so now let's start pushing this into the skin and see if we can get any more coverage. Okay, definitely better coverage, but I did use a very good amount, but we definitely got some more coverage. And for sure, I would use a brush and use kind of stippling motions, just pushing it into the skin. The sponge just really absorbs a lot of the product where it is so creamy, and it just removes it. So I definitely would go with a brush. I'm just going to take the sponge and lightly go over the places that I may not have blended very well. I will say the cooler shade, like this one right here where it's so pinky, it did a really good job of covering up the melasma dark spots right above my lip. So I like that. I really like the mix and match kind of concept of this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a bit more of this guy right here, just a little bit, and this will cancel out all the blue and darkness along the eyes here. And then I'm going to go a step up and mix these two here. It might be a little light, but we can always fix that. I'm just going to add a little more from that second row to kind of balance us out. And I'm going to try using a sponge here where it's a concentrated area. It may work a little bit better. Okay, that does not look bad. I really like how they have a really pink tone shade in there. I think that is so perfect for under the eyes. Alright, there's what the under eyes looks like. I think that looks pretty good. Again, I think we've got medium coverage the whole face. So the good thing about a foundation palette is you can use it in so many ways. Now let's do a wee bit of bronzer contour. So I'm going to grab a little bit of this one and then possibly these two down here. And we're just gonna put this where we would naturally bronze up the skin. For this, I'm going to use an IT Cosmetics brush and just start pushing that into the skin. But you guys can see how easily this blends. Like, holy cow. And especially for contour and bronzer, sometimes it can be really hard to find good cream products, and a lot of times they just kind of drag on the skin, but this one I really like. I added a bit more to the forehead. I'm just going to blend that in. I think when you use creams, it makes it look so much more natural if you can find the right creams. Let me say that, because I've had some that were just really bad. Okay, and there is the face. With using this palette, we got our entire base: foundation, concealer, and bronzer contour. So that's pretty good out of one palette. Quick note, it is still a little bit tacky, but not bad. I think I can give it another few minutes and hopefully it will completely set to where I can blend things over top of it and I don't have to set it with powder. So I will see you guys in a second. Okay, my lovelies, this is what we look like with a full face. I'm gonna wait until we do the wear test and then do some pros and cons. I want to know my full opinion on this before I start giving you a partial opinion. So we're gonna wait. I'll be back in several hours. We'll see how this looks and then we will go from there. But as of right now, I really do like the way everything looks. I only set the under eyes. I did not set the rest of the face. Everything blended on it really, really nicely. I would definitely agree it is a satin finish. It's not, well, they call it satin matte, but it's not just flat matte, and I really like that. So here is our starting point, and I will see you guys several hours from now. Okay, I am sorry, it is cold. I had to throw a little cardigan on. So we are doing our check-in. I have had this on for 9 hours. So I have to say it has worn exceptionally well. It's beautiful, no breaking apart. It's not settling into my smile lines much at all, which is a huge bonus for me. Like, it looks beautiful, you guys. I really, really like the way that it looks. So, as the day has went on, I've literally made a list of pros and cons. So let's start out with the pros. I wanted to make sure I got all my talking points in. This is super lightweight. It feels almost like nothing on the skin. It feels very, very nice. It's smooth. It doesn't accentuate pores or texture. It blends out so nicely. You guys seen how easily it blended out. Even using it as contour and bronzer, it just blended out like it was nothing, and I love that. This is cruelty-free and vegan. That's a bonus for a lot of people. I know that. I love cruelty-free. Vegan, I don't have to have, but I know a lot of people really do want that these days, so that's really good. And then, of course, the wear. It has worn great. Again, with the no creasing. And this is very multi-purpose and travel friendly. I mean, it is travel friendly because of its small packaging. And then, of course, we use this for 3 steps of our base. We literally did our entire base with this. Foundation, concealer, and bronzer and contour. That's awesome. Now let's get into the cons. Let me read you this really quickly. This kind of threw me off. It says, are you a pro on the go? Then the Pro Foundation Palette by NYX Professional Makeup is perfect for Hue. This expert level set is fully loaded with cream shades ranging from light, medium to deep that deliver insanely concentrated color. No. With a satin matte finish, I agree, satin matte finish, featuring a wow. If I could talk, that would be wonderful. It's too late. Featuring a buttery texture, each ultra pigmented, yet lightweight hue was made for building coverage and blending with ease. In other words, a little goes a long way. I don't agree with that. You guys seen how much I had to use? I had to use quite a bit for it to cover my redness, and I still think we only got to a medium coverage, maybe high medium, but we definitely did not get to full coverage at all, yet alone saying insanely pigmented. No. You can use it to contour, highlight, and conceal. Take this palette, blah, 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 blah. So, foundation palette with cream shades in light, medium, and dark, ultra pigmented, lightweight, blendable formula. And I just cannot get behind that. This is not ultra pigmented. This is not like your Cover FX drops or your Dermablend drops or even your full coverage foundations. It's just not. I built it up twice, and that second layer, I put on quite a bit. That was a heavy layer. It doesn't feel heavy, but it is not at all ultra pigmented. Not in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion. I think you'll use it up quickly where you do have to use so much. If you had to build it like me, I used a good bit of that product today. The price. The price is really steep for me. This is $35, and the amount that you get, you only get 0.3 ounces. And like I said, if it was true that a little went a long way, okay, but it doesn't. Not for me, it doesn't. And then the packaging. I do not like this packaging. This is really cheap plastic and it's supposed to be travel friendly. So it is travel friendly where it's so small, but if you were to drop this, this packaging is so crappy that I guarantee you this would break very, very easily. So those are my pros and cons. I will definitely continue to use this if I am wanting full coverage or super full coverage. I will not reach for this. I don't think you could build this up to be full coverage. I just don't. Not for my skin. If you have rosacea or redness or acne, I'm not sure that it's gonna cover that super well. I mean, it did a pretty nice job, but I can still see all of my redness here. So, no, I would not reach for this for that. But I like the multi-use of it. I mean, I already have it. If this goes on sale, I would say pick it up if you're interested in it. Now at $35, I can't wholeheartedly recommend this to you. I mean, that's a lot of money and most people aren't going to use every shade in this palette. I can say in the summer, I get much darker than I am right now, so I will use a lot of these shades. But if you don't think you're going to use a lot of these shades, then I wouldn't necessarily say go grab it. Like I said, if it goes on sale and you are interested, I would pick it up. It is good. And now if you're a makeup artist, I wouldn't really recommend this. It's just not enough product for the amount, and if you get someone, if a client wants a full coverage base, you're not going to get this or get that out of this. Sorry. I told you guys, it's so late. I just can't talk anymore. But yes, so there's your pros and cons. You make the educated decision yourself. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really liked making this. Thank goodness we finally got a base product. I know it's been nothing but eyeshadow palettes here on my channel, but there's a ton coming out and I still have several to review for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, I hope you subscribe and click that like button. And I hope to see you in my next one. Bye guys.